Hey man, we running into a problem before we start this video. And I need to explain you the problem I got with some of y'all. You see, I need you to hit the damn like button. Why do I need you to hit the like button? Because I be putting out the content and I can't get in the algorithm because nobody want to hit the like button. And it's not the short buses. It's amazing. It's not the short buses. We just went from having 1,000, 2,000 likes down to 800 likes per video. So about 300-400 of you guys to 1,000. You said, man, I ain't hitting the like button. Yeah, you was doing it before. What did I do you? Yeah. If I did you something, I need you to put it in the comments. What I did you to make you not hit the like button? What I did wrong, man? I know I ain't did you nothing because I love you. Hit the dang on button. Hit the button, man. Let's get it going. We about to get deep on this stuff about these giants. It's a little bit of what you think it is. That's a whole lot of what you don't think it is.
Hold on one second. We about to get to the bottom of this, ladies and gentlemen. This don't make no sense whatsoever. Welcome to the Dark Waters channel, where we explore mysteries, figure out the truth, dive into politics, and anything else you want to know about. That's what we doing over here, baby. Let's go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back, and people been saying, CDW. Man, I like it when you do videos, but man, you be doing them short videos. I want a long video. Well, I was a little busy to do the long video, but I'm back and we going for a long time. Now, I need you to hit the like button because you said you wanted a long video. You said it, you wanted it. So if you got to this point, if you ain't hit the like button, then you's a sucker. And I pity the fool that don't hit the like button. Now, with that being said, I'm going to channel my inner salty cracker right here and say, well, blammo, because this is what's going to start happening. I said this months ago. See, as the police in these liberal cities start to not do their job, the citizens is going to do their job. So they had a rando go through a neighborhood in D.C., and he started jigging people, just jigging. Yeah. And then the people on the block said, bro, what you doing coming around here jigging people? And they dealt with him. This is what happens when the police is not equipped to deal with what needs to be dealt with. The people start dealing with it. And I'm quite happy that we've gotten to this point. It's not vigilantism. That's a different thing. Vigilantism is that dude on the corner been selling dope, shooting, stabbing, and killing everybody. We gonna go get him. These are the people in the neighborhood defending themselves from wicked, demonic, demon-filled people who most likely have been are illegal aliens who come into this nation and should not be here. I promise you, when it comes out, this person is going to be an illegal. I promise you. There's no doubt about it. He's either going to be illegal or he's going to be mentally ill. And quite frankly, when we look at it, I'm trying to change something, and quite frankly, we know that they have decided that they were going to get rid of all the mental illness treatment so they can allow their crazy people to run out into the streets who don't know, what orientation they have. And they closed down all the mental hospitals. And so we have a bunch of crazy people running around in the streets. But let's take a listen to what this brother said. Because he said he picked the wrong block, dog. Well, hold on, man. Let me go. Where my mouse went? Tell him he picked the wrong block, homie. You picked the wrong block.
Random guy not known to the neighborhood was going up Montello Avenue, randomly stabbing people. We didn't just call police and wait for them to show up to apprehend the individual. The neighbors actually physically did it themselves. And sometimes that effort's needed to stop acts of violence in real time. He chose the wrong block to come on. Even though he attacked those women and really hurt those women, we put him down on Mig's place. We put him down. Random guy.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. Homie sounded a little sweet. I don't know if he put him down. I'm suspecting that the people who actually put him down is the type of people that don't want to be on camera. But nonetheless, they may have chosen him to be the spokesman. Because he sounded like a little sugar in his tank, but that's all right. We appreciate him reporting live from the block.
Not known to the neighborhood was going up Montello Avenue, randomly stabbing people. We didn't call police and wait for them to show up to apprehend the individual. The neighbors actually physically did it themselves. And sometimes that effort's needed to stop acts of violence in real time. He chose the wrong block to come on. Even though he attacked those women and really hurt those women, we put him down on Mig's place. We put him down. Random guy.
Yeah, you picked the wrong block, homie. You picked the wrong block. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to tell you something else that I like that happened in the news recently. That boy came out and he was like, yeah, you should go get the ICE and you should attack ICE And then they arrested that boy within 48 hours. That was the dumbest thing on the planet. To come out and say, and he was so serious about it. He was in his car. If you see an ICE person, then you should do this. Man, you crazy. You done lost all instances of common sense. In fact, you done bumped your head, your brain done fell out and rolled down the street, and you was like, I'll be fine without that brain. I'm cool without a brain. Yeah, you got exactly what the hell you deserve, boy. You got what you needed to get your mind right, because you can't have people on social media threatening ICE. Yeah, like you can't go on social media threatening the police. First of all, you don't threaten the police. That's the biggest gang on the planet. You know what I'm saying? That's an army. Then you go and threaten another army, which is ICE. That's a whole nother army. That's a gang too. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. But here's what I want you to do, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to sit back. I want you to relax, because we about to go down a rabbit hole of news. Now, yesterday I did a video about the giants and the spirits that was involved in things. And every time I touch upon that reality or truth, I get people who come, well, GW, you don't understand that Jesus Christ is Zeus. And then it goes into the flat earthers. You don't understand, we've been lied to, the earth is flat. Well, I want to address that. It looks like Elon Musk just sent people into space, and that damn show didn't look like a picture of flat earth to me from space when it was going around the poles. That looked like some serious curvature to me, but nonetheless, I think we're in that time period where everything is being disclosed to everyone. Now, for those of you who believe Jesus Christ is Zeus, I ain't here to argue with you. Man, they got a special place for you. It's hot. It wasn't made for you. It wasn't made for you. It was made for some angels. But it's hot. You're going to burn up, boy. And that's all I could tell you. That's all I could tell you. Because I know one thing about Jesus. And I know one thing about the Father. And I know about the Father and the Holy Spirit. They try everything in their power to bring you back from your retardation. You send yourself into that fire. Next, I'm going to touch on these tariffs. Now, people are saying that Donald Trump crashed the stock market on purpose. And I'm going to say this to you. I believe he did too. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the globalists is like, we're going to have a great reset. We're going to have our great reset. We're going to reset the whole world. He said, no. I'm going to reset it. Bing. That's why the video came out, or he put out that tweet on Truth Social saying, the patient went under surgery. It got rough, but the patient is fine and is recovering. Because he had to crash the market before they could crash the market. He had to do the reset before they could do the reset. And that's why you see the tariffs hitting, because he just reset their reset. That's why they were so mad about Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the devil, and he's doing this. Elon, you're Satan. Yeah, because Elon was helping do a very important part of the reset of their system. Yeah. Anytime you're going to balance the books, you got to cut spending. So he came in there with a machete. Remember that movie, Machete Kills? He came in there with Machete Kills. And he said, all right, while you over here raising revenues, Trump and Lutnick, I'm finna go over here and save us some money. I mean, it was the perfect pincer attack. It was gorgeous. It was glorious. In the news media, the witchcraft media news, the lying news, the broadcasters, as someone said in the comment, broadcasters casting spells, they just won't tell the people the truth. But I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people come into the knowledge of the truth, man, and they say, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So don't worry about it, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to be made free. Them handcuffs coming off of them. They in that handcuff talking about, give us free. Remember on Amistad? Give us free. Yeah. They getting free right now. They getting free right now. 1.5 trillion in value has been erased from the stock market so far today. And yes, you want to know why? Because they outsourced all their damn business to other nations. So, for example, the whole entire clothing industry, the whole entire sneaker industry, all that was outsourced to Vietnam. And so Vietnam came out today and they said, hey, listen, Donald Trump, we're willing to take off the tariffs if you're willing to take off the tariffs. And then my girl, Caroline Lovett, who I really like me some Caroline Lovett. She says, no. Y'all got this confused. You think this is a negotiation? This ain't no damn negotiation. We're not negotiating with you. Pay me. You pay me. Yeah. Think about it. 20 years? When was the last time we saw something made in America? It was in the 80s, the late 80s. Well, shit, that's more than 20 years. That's damn near 50 years they've been exploiting the hell out of America. You think you're going to get out of that overnight? You think you just going to come to the table and do a deal right now? Be like, yeah, I quit. I'm sorry. No. You got to pay us. And I love what Donald Trump had to say. He said the floor is 10%. So when you look at the tariffs, there's some people who are already at the floor. Let me see if I can find some of them tariffs. Let me see if I can find Trump tariff, T-A-R-R-I-F. Let me see if I can find the chart, because nobody won't break it down for you. Watch this. All right, let me make sure that's on the screen. Let's look at these over here real quick. Watch this. Argentina, 30%. Oman, 10%. So Oman is already at the floor. Uruguay, 10%. And somebody may say, well, why he putting 10%? Because he want all the paper. He want all the grits and all the hog maw. Yeah. I'm getting something from all y'all. You got 10%, I'm putting 10% on you. We're going to balance that off. So some people are already at the floor. Ukraine, 10%. Fiji. And the beauty of this, I mean, I don't understand why people don't get it. The way he arranged this is, for example, let's take somebody like Fiji, who's got a 63% tariff, and he hit him with half, 32%. You know, we got a mainstream media that's just a bunch of crying and whining wimps. And so to make sure that there's no crying and whining, he said, no, I'm going to hit you with 50% of what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to hit you with 50. I'm just going to hit you with 50%. And if you notice in the news, there was articles like, how did he come up with the calculation? I don't give a damn how he came up with the calculations. You shouldn't give a damn either. What I know right now, what you should know, is that money is coming in, baby. It's money coming in, and the closer we get to it, the closer we get to the fact that you won't have to pay no income tax. That's why the news media is focused on tariffs being bad, because they won't tell people, hold on, this man has already said that he's trying to get rid of income taxes. You understand what I'm saying? So you won't pay no taxes? You don't get none of your money to the government? Hey, man, I personally feel like he should have matched them head on, but I understand why he did it. 59, 59.1. If you hit me with 99, I'm hitting you with 99.1. Now, there's something real peculiar on here with this nation called Lesotho. Lesotho in Africa. 99% tariff. And you will wonder why Lesotho has a 99% tariff on America. And then when I started doing the research, you really want me. God said, son, I want you to look at this Lesotho. I'm like, I don't know about no damn Lesotho. Go look at Lesotho. Say, James, look at it. So I went to look at Lesotho. And do you know that the African nation of Lesotho is a nation inside of South Africa? But you know the most interesting thing about Lesotho? It's one of the highest places in the world. And then when you look at the Lesotho mountains, let's get into the giant thing for all the people who be like, and there was giants in the earth in those days. DW, did you know that the giants was the ones that cut down the massive trees? And did you know that the giants did this? They worried about a war that happened thousands of years ago, and I'm trying to tell them about the war with the giants that's going on right now. And I'm going to bring it to you in the news right now. So if you go look up Lesotho, I'm not going to show you, because if you don't want to look it up your damn self, I ain't your personal assistant. I'm going to give you the information. But if you go look at Lesotho and you look at the mountains, you will see bodies in the mountains. There's one mountain that looked like two giant nipples. And you can see, when you look at it, you see the legs and see the arms. There's another mountain that looks like a giant damn head. Yeah. High place. 99% tariffs. And then Trump comes out and he says, who the hell has ever heard of Lesotho? There's a place called Lesotho that's charging us 99% tariffs. Then watch this. I might have messed it up when I did that because the camera act crazy. Nope. Put my finger there. Yep. I'm wagging my finger at you. Now watch this. They got a king and a prince, but they got a constitutional government. And guess what? Guess what? The leader, the prime minister, guess who he down with? The prime minister of Lesotho, the African place, which is, if you actually look it up, it's pretty well developed. Guess who he down with? I am Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum. And I own Lesotho. Yes, I'm Klaus Schwab. Klaus Schwab. Then when you start digging, and you really dig, Guess who got all kind of ownership in all the mines in Lesotho? Everybody be like the blood diamonds, the African blood diamonds. Yeah. Boy, they getting so much money in that land, it's ridiculous. Yeah, they getting paper. And it's the World Economic Forum. Yeah. So when Trump comes out and punches them in the face, and they like, it's racist because this is black people. Nah, it's some black people decide they were going to rock with the World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum is their daddy. You dig? Yeah. You ain't going to hear that nowhere else because ain't nobody doing that research. I didn't know it. God told me, look at it. Look at that. I spent like an hour this morning. Like, man, what you talking about? This Lesotho on the computer. Damn. It's a hot place. Go look it up. They brag about how beautiful their mountains are and how high their mountains are and how they have these rivers. And I was like, I get it. And then I'm going to tell you this. Let me see if I can find a flag. I'm going to show you something that's really going to freak you out. Because everybody be acting like DW be tripping. I be trying to give you hardcore revelations. Watch this. Come on, quit it. Lesotho. Lesotho. Africa. Africa. I want to find a flag. I'm going to show you something that's real wild. They got snow in their mountains. They got everything. Hold on. This is the one they was talking about. The Lesotho Times. The math makes no sense at all. One of Africa's poorest nations is hit with a 50% U.S. tariff. It ain't one of Africa's poorest nations. Let's be clear. That's a damn lie. But let me go ahead. Does that look pro to you right there? Does that look pro? Let me show you. No. That look pro? The po people have ports? No, they don't have ports. But that ain't what I want to show you. Here it is. Here it is. Oh, man. What is that? No, I don't want bot verify. It's going on 3 o'clock. Watch this. Can I get the flag? A better image of the flag? We'll go with this. What is that right there on that flag? What is that little... Make sure you can see it. You can't see it. What is that on that flag right there? Can anybody tell me what that thing is on the flag? Lesotho. Lesotho. Can anybody tell me what that is on that flag? Anybody? No? Nobody? In the comments, if you know what that thing is right there, that's on their national flag. I just want you to put it in the comments. Now, I'm going to go find what it is on the flag, and I'm going to show you what's behind this nation. And I'm going to be like, bing, bing, boom, 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 bop, bam. Where's the best place to find this? We need to go to YouTube. I don't want to do a whole bunch of editing, but I'm going to do it. YouTube. You need to look up African Spirit Dance. I should be able to find it. Oh, here's one right here. Give me a second. Let me get it on the screen for you. Don't that look like what's on the damn... No, don't go nowhere. Don't that look like what's on the damn flag of Lesotho?
An empty object that can talk. Dance. Walk on water and operate as a police officer. And is revered. This is Zingbeto from Accra's beaches in Ghana to Togo and Benin, and is the primary police force of the Voodoo religion. The Night Guard is more like Batman. They are supernaturally possessed entities, and participating in this dance ensures that villagers will be safe from both evil spirits and wicked individuals. The mask spinning motion is both a display of power and a sign of the village's spiritual purification. Let's find out what is actually within the Zingbeto. Nothing is within, and it is completely empty on the inside. If it's empty, how does it manage to dance and perform police duties? The night watchman spirit, in fact, is what the voodoo people claim is inside, and is what is making it do all of the job.
I think I proved my point. But what does it mean, ladies and gentlemen? What does it mean? So the canopy is a vessel for a spirit. And then the logo in their flag is displaying that they are a vessel for something, a spirit. And then when you look at the nation, I guess I might as well go show you what it looks like. I didn't want to do your damn homework for you, but let me go and do your homework so nobody won't be like, DW, you know what I'm saying? You don't be knowing what you talking about. You don't know nothing about what you talking about, DW. Like, it's you don't be knowing nothing. You don't know nothing. I want you to tell me they look Poe.
Focus, man.
But you can find galitos all over Africa, particularly in the southern parts. I believe Kenya has some too, because I'm walking down the street. And trees, I think these are.
Just gonna show you.
It's the same kind of setup. One floor malls.
Now, they said in the article that was one of the poorest nations in Africa, in the world. Don't look too damn poor to me. Do it look poor to you? Nah, because they lie. Because there's always some manipulation. Now watch this. Let me go back and just verify what I was saying about the mountains. Because DW, you don't know what you talking about. You be blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. What homeboy went? He was the first one that came up. Give me a second. Give me a second. Because his video, hopefully he won't be on some more I'm going to copyright you type stuff. Because he in Africa. He might get in his feelings. He'd be like, copyright. And I'd be like, yo, what's wrong with you, man?
The highest, lowest. The beauty of this country is really mind-blowing. I'm not talking about artificial beauty. I'm talking about natural. Like, this is indeed...
Go back. Let's go look at the heads.
The beauty of this country is really mind-blowing. I'm not talking about artificial beauty. I'm talking about natural. Like, this is indeed the kingdom in the sky.
Giant trees. What did they call it? The what?
The beauty of this country is really mind-blowing. I'm not talking about artificial beauty. I'm talking about natural. Like, this is indeed the kingdom in the sky.
The kingdom in the sky. Well, go back.
For being surrounded by mountains, and therefore it has a nickname called the kingdom in the sky.
That really stands out with the mountains that you see in this country is that each and every mountain...
Look at one of the giant faces. Oh, DW, that don't look like no face. Yeah, everybody won't be like, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm in the conspiracies. I'm in the giants, but you don't know where to go look for nothing. All you doing is listening to what somebody's saying. You, DW, what you need to do is you need to look at what this person said. Nah, you, man.
Something that you see is so unique. Look at my background. What do you see?
What do you see? I see two nipples and legs and arms.
Those are two nipples.
Yeah, tell them it's two nipples. Mountains don't have nipples. That's the point I'm making. And so when we go all the way, let me get back out of there. Let me go back to where we started. What we started off was this conversation about the tariffs. Why everybody so upset about this little nation? Why they mad, ladies and gentlemen? Who got pissed off? What got pissed off? Let me read it to you. Let me close this. I'm going to read to you what they say. Botswana has a higher trade surplus percentage with the U.S. than SA, which is also why Lesotho got hit with a 50% tariff.
The felon Trump is lying and selling trade surpluses with the U.S., so tariffs charged to the U.S. No, there is something going on with Lesotho that we don't know about yet. But Donald knows something. Yeah, Donald knows something that we don't know. And, you know, I kind of got distracted. I could have sat with the Lord and said, hey, man, finish showing me. But I was like, look, I got to go do this. I got to do that. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm going to sit with him tonight. And I'm going to go through it with him because it's something there. The flag alone lets you know it's something there. Now, if, you know, somebody wants to DW reaching, I ain't reaching. I'm just showing you what's right in front of you. Let's get back to the news. All right. AOC. Now, AOC is a very peculiar character. We're going to spend a little time on AOC. We're going to hit this real quick. AOC has no excuse for why her family has been cashing her dead grandmother's Social Security checks for a decade and a half. We must have just overlooked it. They overlooked $3,400 deposits from SSA every month for 14 and a half years. Damn. What's that? What's 3 times 12? 36? So that's $36,000 a year. Over 10 years is $360,000. Then we had an extra $400, right? But let's just keep it with the big numbers. Yeah. So her family's got $360,000. Let's just add in another 15. Let's just say $375,000 from the federal government. And this is a politician. But it gets worse than that with her. And the reason why I say it gets worse than that with AOC, and again, we turn back just from politics and we look into the warfare. I'm going to go to old Uncle Alex real quick. Uncle AJ had something about her in the news that I thought was extremely interesting. Let me see if it's still there. Dang, Uncle AJ, every time I come looking, you remove it. Every time. Here it is. Watch this. Now, AOC has been decorating her front door. And I want you to tell me, ladies and gentlemen, everybody talking about the Giants. Yeah, DW, you don't understand what's going on with the Giants. The Giants was in the earth, right? But they can't tell you and they can't point you to where that spiritual activity is going on right now today. They can only talk about what was going on then. They can't real time say, hold on, here go one of them active right here. So here's AOC, and this is the front door. Let's just read the article. So we'll show AOC decorates office door with notes like "I heart abortion." But let's watch the video.
We are outside of the office of New York Congress Lady Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. As you can see, she has decorated her door and outside of her door with some Post-its from her supporters and her well-wishers. And there are some pretty wild stuff here. Of course, a lot of advocation for illegal immigration. We have this one right here, of course. I love abortion and the Green New Deal. So that's outside of AOC's office. And it's not even the most eye-grabbing one. Here's Big Booty Latina AOC. So this is what Team AOC is doing. And just in case they try to take it down, because one of the staffers here just saw me doing this, that's what it says right there outside of AOC's office. I heart abortion.
And I want you to understand something. When we start talking about the spirits that are active, you tell me how a bartender. Remember, this is the premise. No one rises on their own. There's no rising that happens on this earth by their own. Everybody's in partnership with something. What in Sam hell do you think this woman is in partnership with? Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, see, what is she in partnership with? How do you know what a person's in partnership with? Is what they defend. What they are most vocal about defending is what spirit they're in partnership with.
So when everybody else is covering the news, they just see it from one angle. When we cover the news, we look at it from the most important angle because that's the angle that's needed in order for that person to be dethroned, for that person to get out of politics and go bye-bye. It's kind of like you got to chop the legs off the chair that they're sitting on. So she's sitting on a chair. What chair is she sitting on based upon what we've seen AOC do? Based upon what we've seen her support. Put it in the comments, ladies and gentlemen, because the comments are very important. They allow people to, they allow the algorithm to push me out to people. You know what I'm saying? It really, really does. This is something else that I want to touch upon, and I ain't been hitting the politics like I should. But help me understand this. Help me understand who supports illegal aliens receiving Social Security, and they ain't paid no taxes. Yeah. You mean to tell me y'all let them in here and y'all let them have Social Security benefits, and they ain't paid taxes once in their whole life?
We mapped it through to the benefit programs. We found in the benefit programs that every benefit program we looked at was being accessed by these people. 1.3 million of them are on Medicaid right now, today. And by the way, it's just ramping. It's just starting, just to give you a point. And then out of curiosity, I woke up at night like 2 a.m. I couldn't sleep. My mind was running on this. I sent the engineers note saying, hey guys, let's just look at the public voter rolls, see what we find in some friendly states. And we looked at the voter rolls and we found that thousands of them were registered to vote in a handful of states. And then we went even further with those friendly states and found that many of those people had actually voted. It was shocking to us. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. And so now the question we're asking ourselves is, what do we do? We referred some to prosecution. That's ongoing right now. We're thinking through how to do it. And the reality is they have various kinds of status, and it's a very detailed analysis legally that we're working through right now about how to deal with it.
So thousands of those people registered to vote.
Yes.
In the election.
Which is a federal crime, by the way.
Well, yeah. I mean, the interesting thing is, like, the Heritage Foundation has a very good project. It's obviously right-leaning, where they're studying all cases of fraud. I looked at it before we were here. There's only been 24 cases since 2003 of somebody who's a non-citizen trying to vote. Now, those are people caught. So this would be incredibly dramatic if it was even 1,000 people.
Oh, no, Jason, it's more than 1,000. I've seen it. I've seen the data myself, and it's more than 1,000 in just a couple of states. I mean, it is shockingly bad. And this is the tip of the iceberg, guys. It's the tip of the iceberg. This doesn't include these 7.8 million people that ICE has that have come in illegally and know are here, and all the people that came illegally we don't know are here. I mean, this is not a political issue. I want to be really clear about this.
Yeah, Antonio,
this is about America.
Let's just take...
Let me pause right here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me say this. Because I don't want to just jack their content. Because then YouTube be like, you jack their content. I don't want to jack their content. I just want to make this point. And I posed this question to you guys months ago upon the election of the orange man, which, by the way, CNN has been caught by putting an orange filter on him, which I don't really understand why they would put an orange filter on him. Like, that's going to make us feel worse about him because he's got an orange filter. I like the fact that he's orange. But nonetheless, here's the question that we're presented with. And here's what he's trying to articulate, the giant puzzle that is there. You see, this fraud, this voter fraud that's so pervasive that there's millions of people on Social Security that should not get Social Security that are illegals, and then those people were allowed to vote. It puts us in what I would say a full-on crisis. And this is why they did it. Because the crisis turns out to be this. Do you undo elections and remove people out of office? And when do you do it? At what point do you go out and arrest all those people? Because as of right now, those people are here and they have Social Security numbers and they're still receiving Social Security benefits, right? And tax-funder paid benefits. And at what point do we reach when America is prepared to see those people arrested and deported? And then how do you orchestrate that with the existing enemy media in place? because they're going to push out a narrative that, oh, you're arresting people who are not criminals, but they're criminals. They broke federal law, right? So we got that problem. Then we got the problem of the elections that they voted in. Let's say it's a state like, I don't know, let's take a state like Louisiana. And let's take a blue district in Louisiana, something like Baton Rouge. And let's say there were 10,000 illegal votes in Baton Rouge, and it swayed an election to where there's a mayor in Baton Rouge that should not be in Baton Rouge, right? That means that everything that mayor has done since he's been in office has been non-binding and illegal, that he has to be either removed or arrested if he was to support, but he, at minimum, needs to be removed. So now we have this vacuum where we need to have a special election. And then we go through this issue where every ordinance, every law, every decision that was made needs to be reversed. Do you see the conundrum? And this is why they did it. To be honest with you, this is why the Democrats did this. It's one of those things where you create a fraud so massive, so big that it can't be undone. Or at least they perceive that it can't be undone because it's too big. The con is too big for you to deal with. It's the law of being a con man. You tell a lie that's so big that it's got to be true. You commit a fraud that's so big that even when you get to the truth, how do we undo this fraud? And this is why Doge is necessary. This is why Elon Musk is under attack. Is the first level or the first layer of the attack on Elon Musk is the fact that he's smart enough to find it. He's got engineers and data scientists and hackers that are independent of the NSA. We're going to come back to the NSA. Independent of the NSA that they can trust to go in and do this, because it would make sense that Trump just had to get the NSA to go in there and do it, right? But that didn't happen. He just recently fired the NSA chief. Wonder what that was about. But nonetheless, sticking with Elon Musk, the first layer was that. The second layer is all the fraud. And Elon even touched upon it himself. He said it recently. Elon Musk on fraud. And I'm going to tell you, what I'm seeing is we're behind. And what I mean by we're behind, they're ahead of what they're telling us. They're way ahead. They've done it already. So when Elon came out and he said, well, I'm going to look into the wealth of the people in Congress. He already looked into the wealth of the people in Congress. You understand what I'm saying? That's his way of saying, hey, y'all need to sit down and shut up or we going to get you. They've already done these things. That's the amazing, that's the beauty of this maneuver that I wish people could see, but I don't think they see it.
One of the biggest scam fraud holes we've uncovered, which is really crazy, is that the government can give money to a so-called nonprofit with very few controls, and then there's no auditing subsequently of that nonprofit. So there's no. So this is where with the 1.9 billion to Stacey Abrams, they then give themselves extremely lavish, like insane salaries, expense everything to the nonprofit, buy jets and homes and all sorts of things.
Live like kings and queens.
Yes.
On the taxpayer dime.
Correct. One of the biggest.
That's one of them.
We've uncovered.
That's not the one I'm looking for. I'm gonna say this before I let him say this. Before Elon talks. Somebody said I talk like Hakeem Jeffries. This is how Hakeem Jeffries talks. That was a funny joke, though. I'm gonna say this. The revelation of NGOs and governmental funding to NGOs. This is a shot at the cryptid field that I left. I gave you clowns, and I'm literally the clowns that are in the field, the revelation of NGOs 5 years ago when it was given to me by people who were in Department of Natural Resources. And it was like, look, the issue that you have with these things is there are NGOs who get funding and their whole research is based upon these things. It's amazing that in that field, I was one of the first people to come out and say, hey, no, this is a genetically modified creature that comes from this region
of South America. Gave a specific region. Then I went so far as to give a specific town where if you go back and look, the damn NGO was there. I damn near ratted everything out in story and in interview. But nonetheless, I think it's amazing that in that community, the one person who everything he said is proven out to be true is the one person everybody's like, oh, he's a liar. You don't tell us the truth. His stuff is fake. But now it's full of people just making up stuff and taking my old stuff and morphing it into their own little story. Oh, you know, there's the dog man of the fog, the this, man. Lame. Lame. And the craziest thing is because nobody, even though I disclosed the infrastructure that you need to get the real information, nobody's built the infrastructure. It's all, somebody comes to you and tell you a story, and then you just put them on camera. Even though I disclosed the vetting criteria, released a whole report with the vetting criteria that you can go look, 101 and 102, all the criteria, nobody uses any criteria. So everything that just comes in just floods in, and it creates narratives. I mean, it's right there in front of you now. It's all right here in front of you. I've been saying it was NGOs. And even in China, there were NGOs that were getting money from America that were directly connected to Davos Group. And they were doing even more dastardly things. And then they blew up, like I said. And then if you did the research, you'll go find where they blew up. And Russia came. And all kind of countries came because they was like, what the hell was going on over here? But nonetheless, whatever. The NGOs is which Elon Musk is talking about is the biggest problem, but that's not what I want. Elon Musk on congressional wealth. It's amazing that they only get a few seconds. Here it is. Let's go with New York Post. April 1st. Elon Musk reveals Doge's new target, members of Congress who got strangely wealthy. Now, let's listen to what he has to say.
Wealthy members of Congress. A lot of strangely wealthy members of Congress. Where I just can't, I'm trying to connect the dots of how did they become rich while earning, how'd they get 20 million if they're earning 200,000 a year? It sounds, nobody can explain that. So something's, yeah, we're going to try to figure it out and certainly stop it from happening.
This guy, they're going to try and bust his head. Trust me, they're going to try and bust his head. I don't think they're going to be able to because that's the real life Iron Man. But nonetheless, they're going to try and bust his head. He probably has a freaking Iron Man suit somewhere. Let's just keep it real. The real life Iron Man is right there. But nonetheless, let's get back on point, right? I took y'all into the field of cryptics and brought y'all back here. And I took you into the field of spiritual warfare and I brought you back here. Now we're into politics. And let's just get back on track, okay? Center yourself. Woosah. Here we go. I was saying that what truly is transpiring is that they've already caught them when they revealed that they're looking into them. That was the premise, that before we got distracted and went down the NGO thing. I want you to understand that that is where we are. Why is that important for us to have this level of understanding? I'll tell you why. Because I get freaking tired of watching the news and watching these people wild out and act crazy and just be rebellious. I'm not going to do anything. You can't tell me. And I mean, they burning up car dealerships. They doing the wildest stuff there is. What is this in my pocket? What is that? What is that? Oh, okay. They burning up car dealerships, protesting, doing all of this and all that. And then when you stop and think for a moment, when you stop, pause, and do the beanie weenie, all do the beanie weenie, all do the beanie, do the beanie, do the beanie weenie, all. You realize something. You come to realize that a lot of this is based on fear. Yeah, it's rebellion. But man, the reason why it's so intense is because they are on death's ground. And then when you think about what Donald did prior to him, when he walked away, it was kind of like him saying, I know y'all stole this election,
but I don't want to put you on death's ground. And then he comes back and wins again, and then they go crazy. And so now they're on death's ground. And the moves that are being made are decisive moves to destroy them. It just can't happen overnight because the average person can't handle it overnight. It just can't. I mean, the news cycle is so aggressive. The average person's brain will explode if they couldn't handle people being deported. Because we got this generation that came into effect that, quite frankly, they're arrested development, living in their parents' basements, don't have any idea what life is. And so some things have to happen. The Muslims got to take over a couple of college campuses and board themselves in and attack people for the leftist mindset virus to be destroyed on those college campuses. They got to riot and do crazy stuff. It's unfortunate. I mean, I hate that, America's doesn't have the balls act to deal with it, but we don't have the balls act like we had in the 80s and the 90s. Even the early 2000s, we had a set of balls, but we don't have a set of balls anymore. So they got to drop. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the balls have got to drop. And that's where we are right now. We're waiting on the balls to drop. Honestly, that's what we're doing. We're waiting on the balls to drop, and they're headed that way. They're starting to come down a little bit. The scrotum is about to fall, and we're seeing that happen. But till it completely falls, got a few problems on our hands, and we're working our way through those problems. One of the problems is this one that we were talking about earlier. This right here. Way out on time. Yeah, I'm doing good. I still got a little bit ways to go. This right here, this going on right here. This going on in New York. Yeah. This is going to be a cultural clash. And the clash that's going to come, this one ain't going to be pretty. And I want y'all to understand this is not going to be pretty. Now, they say this is in New York. I don't think that's in New York. But the religious clash that's coming down the pipeline between Christian nations and Muslim nations is going to get ugly. There's no way around it. I mean, there's absolutely no way around it. And the reason why it's going to get ugly is because if the model that's happened in Canada, if the model that's happened in Europe and in France and in Spain and in Italy, if that same model rears its ugly head in America, the pushback on that model is going to be significantly different than the pushback in those other nations. It's going to be violent. It's going to be quick. It's going to be nasty. I don't want to see it, but I'm telling you, like my girl, the big fine girl on the plane said, I'm telling you right now, that is not real. That pushback is going to be massive. And it's going to be swift. And the reason why it will be such is because there have been so many men who served in the United States military, in the United States Armed Forces, who've been to countries that have been dominated by this religion, and they know what it is. I mean, we ain't talking about the peaceful Muslims that come and they just want to pray. No. They know what the reality of it is. And I want to thank Jesus himself that we got a president in office that has some kind of understanding, because I'm telling you, we was on the edge. We was on the edge of, boy, it was finna get rowdy-towdy. Yeah, it was finna get rowdy-towdy out here in these streets. Let's see what people been notifying me of. Oh, here it is. This is the one I was looking for. Thank you, Paul Noel. Watch this. Operation is over. The patient is lived and is healing. The prognosis is that the patient will be far stronger, better, and more resilient than ever. Make America great again. This is what Donald Trump tweeted on April 3rd, which was yesterday, after the tariffs hit. And I think it's important to understand that I've described America as the woman who was tied down and held hostage and taken advantage of. And then she started getting free. She started breaking chains and started doing things. And then she got up on her feet. She started beating people up. And then she escaped. And essentially, she needed to go through emergency surgery. And we just went through that emergency surgery. The stock market crash is a part of that surgery. Yeah, it's a part of it. Now, the problem is the little damn gremlins. Remember the gremlins on the movies? Gremlins? Oh, let me show y'all this. Because we got some gremlins. We got us some gremlins. They should give me a picture of a gremlin. Yeah. This our problem we got right here. These things right here. We got a bunch of damn gremlins inside of America. They're doing just this. They had in the stock market. And it's so telling that they had a scene in the movie Gremlins that had to do with the New York Stock Exchange. We got gremlins in Congress. We got gremlins in the stock market. We got gremlins all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Somebody fed them after midnight and gave them some water, put some water on them. And this is what done happened. And we're going to have to deal with them. Anybody remember how the gremlins died at the end of the movie? I'm melting. That's what's going to have to happen to the gremlins. And as we go through this process, you're going to need to make sure, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, I'm going to need y'all to identify as a man because that's possible. You're going to have to let your ball sack drop. Men, I'm going to have to let the sack drop. You know what I'm saying? Ladies, it's okay if you identify for this purpose as a man, all right? Just say, I identify as a man and I want the balls to drop because that's where we at. That's where we at. Because the gremlins got to be dealt with. So when you see the stock market crashing, that's the gremlins being dealt with because they was globalist gremlins who exported their businesses all over the world. It was like, yeah, we're going to export jobs out of America. We're going to make more money on Wall Street than we ever made. Oh, gotcha, sucker. Then there was the gremlins who was like, we're going to short the market and we're going to crash the economy. And I don't know if you guys ever noticed this, but every time, and I believe I showed you this as well, every time that the expiration dates was coming up for shorts, 2 to 3 days prior to the expiration date, Donald will come out and say something that will make the stock market rally and go in the opposite direction. I'm sitting there watching the dude. I'm like, yo, he's waging war against Wall Street. They got $8 billion worth of shorts on the market. And he comes out and says something. The market goes the opposite way. Then he got so far as he was baiting them. He was setting them up. Yeah, I'm going to put tariffs on Canada and I'm going to do this. And he start talking crash on Canada. The market start tanking. And then he'll say the opposite. The market will skyrocket. GW, you don't know what you're talking about, James. You're talking crazy. Well, we saw it with the crypto market. He did the exact same thing to crypto and skyrocketed the crypto market with what he said. Why do you think he did it? What do you think they was doing? You don't think they were shorting that market and he made the market go long to destroy him? Come on, man. Sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes.
Lifeline. These grants provide essential funding for everything from textbooks and technology.
What the hell you talking about? Let me get to this. You're a damn fool on the TV. You damn sucker. You sucker. I'll let y'all see this sucker. I don't want to see that sucker. Yeah. Hold on a second. I want to see what else is trending. I want to see what's trending. Medea's trending. Hell no, we ain't covering no damn Medea. Russell Brand, they probably trying to get him. Shador Sanders. I don't like what they do. Let me talk about sports for a second. I don't like how they manhandling Deion's son, Shador. They down bad for that. The boy's a cold-blooded quarterback. They pissed off because Shador come from a family of ballers and his daddy was a baller and they trying to handle the man bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it. But I tell you what. He should go through some stuff to make it rough on him because he going to eventually dominate because they just going to bring the rest of the dog out of him. So I tell you what, let that man do what he do. But they're going to bring the dog out of Shador Sanders. They're going to bring the dog out of him because of how they playing with him. And it's a good thing. But I don't like how they doing it because that's all about his daddy. And it's like, no, he just can't be that good. People say it's racist. No, it ain't racist. It's just some people is good and people be hating. You know what I'm saying? Some people is damn good at what they do and other people hate. Trust me, I know. When you're good, people hate on you. because they can't be you. You know what I'm saying? And then what they want to do is they want to replace you. Then when you put them in the spot where you was, they can't even hold up the stick. That's the beauty of it. Let them have it. Let them have it. Watch what happens. Trump to Jerome Powell. Cut interest rates, Jerome, and stop playing politics. This would be a perfect time for the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, to cut interest rates. He's always late, but he could now change his image, and quickly. Energy prices are down, interest rates are down, inflation is down, eggs are down to 69%, and jobs are up, all within 2 months. Big win for America. Cut interest rates, Jerome, and stop playing politics. Ooh, 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 ooh. Can I tell you what I think just happened right there? This is just me and you. It's just me and you. Ooh, baby. Don't worry about a damn thing. I'm going to tell you what I think just happened right now. You see, there was this thing about audit the Fed, right? Then when they came out, Doge was going to audit the Fed. Then it went away. Then there was this thing about auditing the gold, right? Then it went away. If you ever read the Order of the Deal, you understand the Order of the Deal, or if you just pay attention to what Donald Trump does, you see, he has to have some leverage. So the leverage is he comes out and says, yeah, well, you know, we got this Doge thing. We might audit this to get your attention, right? So he creates this backdrop before he goes after Jerome Powell at the Fed. He creates the backdrop to say, hey, now, I want you to understand, we'll come see you. Yeah. I got stuff in place to come see you. See, before I didn't have people that was willing to come up in there and see you. You understand what I'm saying? But I'll come see you. And then he applies the public pressure. Why is there public pressure? Because he wants people to know that, man, I don't give a damn, Jerome. Think about it. Just tell Jerome Powell, man, I don't care. Clearly, I don't care. Cut the interest rates. Now, watch what happens. If Jerome Powell doesn't cut interest rates, or Jerome Powell stuff, we're going to start hearing the talk about auditing the Fed again. Because you don't always want to just make an enemy. You know what I'm saying? They can remove the charter for the Fed if they wanted to. But what he's letting him know was, man, everything is on the table, dog. Everything is on the table. Yeah, all of it is on the table if you mess with me. That's what I voted for. You know, they always say, well, I didn't vote for this. No, I know what I voted for. Yeah, I know exactly what I voted for. I want to show y'all something. Y'all know Officer Tatum, right? This is going to be my last one. You know Officer Tatum? Officer Tatum a big boy. I want y'all to see how Officer Tatum, it's kind of messed up because on his college campus, the police let these people do what they need to do. But I want you to see Officer Tatum put his hands on some people. Big Tate put his hands on some people, man. Watch this. That Tatum is right there. I don't think I'm going to get the whole video. Here go Tate. That's Tatum right there. Tatum look like he about 6'3". Yeah, you can tell he work out. Now watch this. This is what I don't like. Tatum, you need me there with you, baby. If you see this video, holla at me. I pay my own way. I'm going to come. But see how you the only person that's going to meet them? That's a problem, Brandon. Every man with you should have been walking to meet them. They shouldn't even got to your damn thing right there. See, you need a brother like me. I would have been there right there with you, and we would have met them on the sidewalk. They wouldn't have got nowhere near. We would have met them right there. And then would have laid hands on them in the name of Jesus. Yeah, I would have laid hands. I would have blessed them with the palms. I wouldn't have hit them with the fist. I would have blessed them with I don't want to bruise you. I'm going to bless you with the palms. The palm strikes of Jesus going to hit you. Watch this. Here come Tatum. Now they pushing. They pushing what they trying to hide. Now here go Tatum. Say, hey, police. I need y'all need to come deal with this. Because he's an officer. So he go to the officers. Do it the right way. But I would have met him. All right, officers don't do nothing. Here you go. Get back. Bam! Ooh, big Tate. I mean, perfect shoulder push. Now, if you don't know what a shoulder push is, ladies and gentlemen, it's when you put your hands on somebody, it's the palms of your hands. But when you're pushing, you push them at the shoulders and you roll. It's kind of like, you know how you roll a pizza roller. You know how you want to roll some bread? You roll it like that. When you push your roll, what happens is them shoulders flip back and shoot, their feet come up. And then they start flying through. It's the most beautiful thing on the planet. To watch them feet come up, and they think they're standing firm, that roll. And he walked up to Tatum with his legs square. You ain't got no choice but to roll. Now, if he had his feet set like he was supposed to, it wouldn't have worked. But I'm going to rewind it again. Watch Tatum. Make him roll, Tatum. Make him roll, Tatum. Make him roll. Sit down, boy. Sit down. Bomb. Sit down, boy. Now, that's what I don't like. Because he out there rolling on his own. And I don't like the fact that I'm pretty sure they got high security that should have been there. The security shouldn't have let none of that happen. Then they take his stuff and they go about their business with it and they walk off with it because that's Antifa. And I understand. But you can tell they ain't want no smoke with him. Ain't nobody come charging Brandon. They ain't want no smoke with Brandon. They ain't want no smoke with him. I tell you what I like to see. I want to see 50 Cent go out there and I want to see Antifa attack 50 Cent. Yeah. I want to see 50 go to a college campus and I want to see Antifa attack 50. And I want to see Tony Yayo there with him too. Yeah, that'll be beautiful. Tony Yayo will shoot him. He'll literally shoot him in the kneecap. Now, I ain't going to shoot him in the kneecap. That'd be attempt murder. He'll shoot him in the shin. You know what I'm saying? You can't get attempt murder for shooting nobody in the shin. Shoot him in the shin. Yeah. Shoot him in the shin. That's what he would do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm starting to get to the point to where I'm clowning. And all I can tell you, dog, is keep watching the waters, man. Nobody understand what I mean by keep watching the waters. This is the waters, man. Keep watching the dark waters, man. Keep watching the waters. Everything you need is always in the water. Everything comes out of the water. You understand what I'm saying? Where the drones came from and the UFOs came from on video. Somebody tell me. The waters. Yeah. Nobody be listening to me, man. You're like, oh, DW just be talking crazy. Nah, man, it's genius. You just can't get to that level of genius where you understand that it all comes out of the waters, man. Keep watching the waters, dog. And hit the like button while you in the dark waters. You dig? I'm out of here.